In this lesson, we're going to have a look at solving some simultaneous linear equations with the process of elimination. Right, so let's start with what we understand by the word elimination. Now, elimination refers to basically getting rid of something. Right, what we're going to use in this particular section is we're going to first look at whether addition or subtraction would be used to eliminate one of the two variables. Right, because we're dealing with simultaneous linear equations, we're dealing with two variables at a time, right? So let's have a look at the two equations given to us, right? In these two equations, x plus y equals 5 and 2x plus y equals 7. Now looking at this, the variable with the exact same coefficient is y, and both of them are positive. So the quickest way to eliminate both the equations, or in other words, quickest way to eliminate the variable y, would be to subtract the two equations, right? On the other hand, if I look at part B, for example, the variable which has the same number as a coefficient is x, right? The only difference being the coefficient of x in the first equation is a -4 and the coefficient of x in the second equation is a +4. Obviously opposite signs. The quickest way to eliminate opposite signs is by adding the two equations together. So if I add the two equations together, what's going to happen is -4x plus 4x is going to result in 0, thereby eliminating one of the two variables, right? So when do we use the process of elimination? The method of elimination is used when the linear equations are in the format of ax plus by equals d, right? When we have any equation in the form of y equals mx plus c, the preferred method is basically substitution, which we've looked in a different video. Right, now let's jump straight into some examples where we're going to use the process of elimination to find the value for x and y. So the two equations given to me are x plus y equals 6 and 3x minus y is equal to 10, right? The very first thing I'm going to look at is I've got to decide which variable to eliminate, right? And the best way to deal with it is looking at the variable which has the same coefficient, either in the same sign or opposite signs. In this case, the variable y both has coefficients 1. So one of them, in the first equation, the coefficient is a +1, and in the second equation, the coefficient is a -1, right? Because we've got opposite signs, the quickest way to eliminate the variable y would be to add both the equations. So let's start by adding the two equations, right? So we're going to get x plus 3x, which is going to lead us into 4x. Now plus y minus y resulting in a 0, therefore we can eliminate y. And then 6 plus 10 is equal to 16, right? So 4x plus 0 equals 16, or 4x is simply equal to 16. Right, dividing both sides by 4. Right, if we divide both sides by 4, giving us the first part of the solution, x is equal to 4. Right, now that we've got the solution for x, we can find the solution for y by substituting x equals 4. Right, now in this particular case, the easiest equation to substitute into is this one here. So that's what I'm going to substitute into, x plus y equals 6. So I'm going to have x plus y equals 6. 4 plus y equals 6, which tells me the value for y is equal to 2. And thereby we've solved the two pair of simultaneous linear equations with the process of elimination. Right? Now let's have a look at another example here. Now the two equations I have is y minus 3x is equal to 1 and 2y plus 5x is equal to 13. Right? Now the problem that I have here is I don't actually have a variable which has the same number as the coefficient, right? But having said that, in the very first equation, the coefficient of y is 1, right? And we can convert 1 into any number by multiplying by that number, right? So if I want the coefficient to be 2y, I'm basically going to start off by multiplying this equation by 2, right? So let's start by doing that. So 2 times y is going to give me 2y. 2 times minus 3x is going to give me minus 6x, and 2 times 1 is going to be equal to 2. So basically what I've done is I've just modified my first equation by multiplying both sides of the equation by 2. Now the most important part is you've got to make sure you multiply both sides of the equation. Now let me write down my second equation right below this one. So 2y plus 5x is equal to 13. Right? Now we've got a situation again where the coefficient of y in both the equations is equal to 2. Same signs, the quickest way to get rid of same signs is by subtracting the two equations. So let's start by subtracting the two equations. So 2y minus 2y is going to be equal to 0. Minus 6x take away 5x is going to give me minus 11x. 2 take away 13 is going to give me a minus 11, right? So which means minus 11x is equal to minus 11, right? The quickest way to find the value for x is divide both sides by minus 11. We're dividing both sides by minus 11, gives us the solution for x is equal to a positive 1. Right, now we can decide to substitute the value for x in either of the two equations. Totally up to us. I'm going to substitute x is equal to 1 into the first equation. Right, y minus 3 times 1 equals 1, or in other words, y minus 3 is equal to 1, giving us a solution for y as equal to 4. Right, and that completes the question using the process of elimination. Right, one final example in this video. So the two equations I have is 3x plus 2y is equal to 6, and 5x plus 3y is equal to 11. Right, now in this case both the equations have a scenario where the coefficients of neither one of them are same as each other. At the same time, what I also have is the fact that none of the coefficients is equal to 1, making it easier to convert into any number. Right? So, which means we can basically decide which alphabet we want to eliminate. So far in the previous two equations, we've decided to eliminate x in this case. So what we're going to try and do in this particular equation is we're going to try and eliminate x in this case. Right? So we've eliminated y in both the two equations before. So we're going to try and eliminate x. Right, so the two equations I have is 3x plus we've got 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. And the second equation that I have is 5x plus 3y is equal to 11. Now, given that we've decided to eliminate x, we're going to try and make the coefficients of both the x in the equations the same, right? So the coefficients are 3 and 5, and the lowest common multiple between 3 and 5 is 15, right? So lowest common multiple is 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert both the coefficients into 15. I can do that in the first equation by multiplying the whole equation with a positive 5. So let's start by doing that. I'm going to get 15x plus 10y is equal to 5 times 6, which is equal to 30. Right, the second equation, I can get the coefficient of x into a 15 by multiplying the whole equation by positive 3. Right, so as you notice, we're actually trying and modifying both the equations. Right, so we're multiplying it by 3, so leading us with 15x plus 3 times 3y gives me 9y, and 3 times 11 is equal to 33. Right, now we've achieved a situation where the coefficient of x in both the equations is equal to 15, and we're going to eliminate by subtracting the two equations. So 15x minus 15x is going to give me 0. 10y minus 9y is going to give me 1y, or just y. Now 30 minus 33 is going to give me minus 3, which gives me the solution for y as a negative 3. Right, now we've worked out the value for y, we still need to work out the value for x. So again, we're going to go ahead by substituting. Y equals minus 3 into, now you can pick whatever equation you want. So I'm going to pick the first equation again, so 3x plus 2y is equal to 6. Right, which means 3x plus 2 times minus 3. Right, make sure when you're substituting, use brackets, is equal to 6. 3x minus 6 is equal to 6. Right, adding 6 to both sides. Right, when we add 6 to both sides, we're going to have 3x is equal to 12. Right, one final step in this question, dividing both sides by 3. Right, giving us the answer for x is equal to 4. Right, so x is equal to 4 and y equals minus 3 is the solution for this pair of simultaneous linear equations. Right, with that we come to the conclusion of today's lesson. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.